Guys, this is Darreck of the Dallas Prospect, and the Oklahoma City Thunder have their first game in the books now. It was a home opener against the visiting New York Knicks, and the interesting kind of sub-storyline here of this game was Carmelo Anthony immediately, in his Thunder debut, immediately facing his old team. Carmelo spent 7 years with the Knicks. The guy's got 3 preseason games under their belt, Russ, Melo, and PG. So this was really their first significant playing time together. And early on, you saw a lot of deferral from Russell Westbrook. I think he understands the importance of getting his guys going. So you saw a lot of deferral to Paul George. Carmelo early on, both guys I think had some butterflies to some extent there. Both guys seemed a little bit trigger happy. Carmelo, I know that's kind of his MO in general, but man, he just seemed like he was going out of his way to just launch and launch and launch and launch. And again, part of that might be because it's his old team and he felt like he wanted to prove something. I think Paul George and Melo started slow, missing, I think between the two of them, they started something like 1 of 13. Just a really slow start before they got going, but Melo started like 1 of 9. I think Paul George had a rough start as well, but we kind of saw the growing pains, and we're going to see those for a little while with the Thunder. You never take a super team, put it all together, and have it work. In the second quarter, we saw that growing pain. Not only do you have Paul George and Melo start slow, but then you just have like an extended period there for the Thunder where things just kind of aren't going right, missing just shot after shot. It felt like they were taking a lot of threes, not all of them great looks either. And things kind of turned, thankfully, around at that last little stretch. We were in pretty much a tie game, like a 2-point game. And then OKC, out of nowhere, goes on a 13-2 run to close out the second quarter. Beautiful exclamation point. Paul George, great defensive play, leaks out, jams it home with like 1/10 of a second or 0.2 of a second left. Phenomenal effort there, playing through, not just focused on getting a stop, but wanting to put an exclamation point on it. So fantastic effort there. I think really this is Russ's team, no doubt. And obviously George is, of the three right now, the biggest question mark with regard to remaining past this season. Yeah, OKC rolls out in the third quarter and just kind of puts their foot on the gas. Shots start falling. You start seeing Melo and Paul George get going. And OKC pretty much rolls from there on out. I think it was Jeremy Grant hits a turnaround mid-range shot at the buzzer, turnaround fadeaway to put OKC up 20. The fact that OKC had a visiting team, something like 59 points after 3 quarters. OKC's defense, man. This is a long, lanky, athletic team. And you saw a lot of that. Now, to be fair, the Knicks aren't going to be a good team this year. I don't think the Knicks are going to make the playoffs even in a weak Eastern Conference. But they do have a blue chip. They have the blue chip of all blue chips, who for some reason last year, and maybe even a little bit as rookie year, but last year you heard several times whispers of Knicks listening to offers on Porzingis. Do not give up that kid. 7'3", shoots like Dirk, taller than Dirk, shoots like Dirk, and he brings, I think, an athleticism to his game Dirk never did bring. 31 points, 31 points on 11 of 25. Now, here's the weird thing. In the first half, he was killing OKC. But then in the second half, he went just oddly silent. I mean, I honestly stopped noticing him. Part of that's probably because he's a young kid and he's on a team with not a lot of playmakers. He's drawing tough defensive assignments, and except for when he was on a roll in the first half, you didn't see much of him. OKC, they recognized, hey, this guy's going. We can't leave Patrick Peterson on him. We need to switch. We need to play Adams on him a little bit. We need to play Paul George on him a little bit. We need to play Andre Roberson on him a little bit even, despite Porzingis being 7'3". And, the kid made some moves and made some tough shots. I'm highly impressed with him. So, yeah, that's pretty much the highlights for the Knicks, man. Not a lot. That team, part of this I'm going to point to OKC's defense. As I mentioned earlier, it looked like a smothering, swarming defense. But then you also got to just consider the Knicks don't look that good with regard to their ball handling or anything like that. Lots and lots of turnovers. So let's look at the OKC line here. Let's lead off with the reigning MVP, the face of the franchise, pretty much the face of the state at this point. There is no bigger figure in the state of Oklahoma, sports or otherwise right now, than Russell Westbrook. Last year he had to take over every single game. He had to basically leave every ounce of energy he had on the floor, his all-time high NBA usage rate. And he had to do everything, and records 42 triple-doubles and wins MVP. But we saw it in the playoffs when push came to shove and he was going against a more balanced, talented roster. He was running out. He was running out of steam. Tonight, 33 minutes. I like that number. Nice amount of rest for him. 21 points on 7 of 12 shooting. Damn fine to get that. 12 shots out of Westbrook. That's like a quarter from last year. That's like a single quarter in a game last year. That's amazing. And like I said, early on he deferred a lot. But 21 points on 7 of 12 shooting. 10 rebounds. 16 assists. Now, his turnover numbers were still a little high. I think, Westbrook's always a little bit of a wild card there. I think sometimes he gets a little out of control. And will force the issue some. But opens the season with another triple-double. Messed around, got a triple-double. That, I think they said it brings him to his 80th of his career, which is insane. Westbrook, plus 29 on the game, highest overall plus margin for the game, and it showed. Dude owned it. Paul George, meanwhile, again, I thought he had a phenomenal game. His shooting percentage wasn't great, but like I said, he got off to a little bit of a slow start. He goes 39 minutes. That's a little high, but you're trying to get him acclimated with his team and everything, so I kind of understand it. He goes 39 minutes, scores 28 points on 9 of 23, 6 made threes. That's very nice. 6 boards, an assist as well. Also a steal and a block, only 1 turnover. He's a plus 23. Other than the shooting percentage being 39%, I really like that. So, Carmelo, 33 minutes, 22 points of his own. So, your big three go for 21, 22, and 28. Not bad. The only thing that's a little sour there, 2 of your guys shoot 17 of 43 from the field. Again, they got off to something like a 1 of 13 start, so that can be forgiven, I think. But just a nice showing. Nice showing out of them. Melo in the second half turned things around, hit several big shots. I think he only had 2, maybe 3 made field goals in the first half. So second half makes 5. Not bad. On three-pointers, Melo only 3 of 10. That's not going to cut it. But, you know, Paul George 6 of 13. At least Paul George was shooting 46%. Melo only 30%. So, yeah, OKC wins 105-84. Defense was smothering, swarming. Your new big three, the OK3, combined for, let's see, 28 and 22, so 50. And yeah, so combined for 71 points. That's pretty nice. 71 points between your big three. The shot attempts for Melo and Paul George were a little high. You got to think Westbrook's going to be taking more than 12 shots a night. But for what it was, I think a very, very nice first showing. The only area I kind of worry about OKC potentially is rebounding. Last year, OKC was the #1 rebounding team in the league. A lot of that was because of the combination of Cantor and Adams, not to mention Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double, which means out of your point guard, you're going to be getting at least 10 rebounds a night. That's some top-notch shit. Paul George, I think, is a capable rebounder. I don't think he's ever going to average a double-double. I don't think he's going to give you 10 boards a night. I think he'll give you somewhere between 6 and 8. Melo, he's playing power forward for us, but really I imagine he'll probably get 4 or 5. It's not going to be like Cantor, who you could roll out most any night and know you were going to get a double-double off the bench. So something to watch there. Anyway, I think that pretty well does it for my time here on our yet-to-be-named Thunder post-game show. I've been Darreck with the Dallas Prospect. Until next time, guys, peace.